America as we know it may be changing forever. From controversial immigration laws to an unprecedented expansion of executive power, Trump's presidency is rewriting the rules of the nation. Some say it's bold leadership. Others call it the most radical shift in U.S. history. Hello everyone, I am Brian James. Welcome back to Trendwave News TV. Today, we break down the 10 biggest ways Trump's presidency is transforming America and what it means for you. Stay tuned because you won't believe what's coming next. Here are the 10 biggest changes that might take place in the USA forever. Number 1. Expansion of executive power. Trump's administration is making a massive power play, centralizing control in the presidency. Career civil servants replaced. Political appointees taking over. This shift could fundamentally change how America is governed, putting more power directly in the hands of the president than ever before. Supporters argue that this move is necessary to break through government gridlock and ensure stronger leadership. However, critics warn that eroding the independence of federal agencies could lead to a dangerous concentration of power. Could this be the beginning of a shift toward authoritarianism? Change number 2. Territorial expansion? Yes, you heard that right. Trump's team has floated the idea of annexing foreign territories, reigniting old expansionist policies that challenge international norms. Could America really absorb new land in the 21st century? And how would the world react? Acquiring Greenland, for example, would give the US greater control over Arctic resources and trade routes, but Denmark has already rejected past offers. Similarly, moving into Canada or the Panama Canal could spark international crises. Will the US push forward with its expansionist ambitions? Change number 3. A new trade war? Trump is bringing back trade protectionism, slapping tariffs on imports from Mexico, Canada, and China. While some say this will protect American jobs, others warn it could trigger another economic crisis. Is this a genius move or a disaster in the making? Historically, trade wars have led to higher prices for consumers and economic uncertainty. While tariffs are intended to protect US industries, they also lead to retaliatory measures from other nations, meaning American exports could suffer. Could this policy end up hurting the very workers it claims to protect? Change number 4. Immigration crackdown. Trump's immigration policies are some of the strictest in history. Using an 18th century law, the administration is pushing for mass deportations without court intervention. Critics warn this could violate constitutional rights, while supporters argue it's necessary to secure the border. This policy shift could impact millions of undocumented immigrants, creating humanitarian concerns while also reshaping the US workforce. Businesses that rely on immigrant labor, like agriculture and construction, might suffer labor shortages, leading to economic repercussions nationwide. Change number 5. The US versus the world? Trump is shifting alliances, pulling America away from traditional partners. As a result, Europe is now considering going it alone, with new defense strategies that don't rely on the US. Is America isolating itself on the world stage? If the US withdraws from major international commitments, China and Russia could fill the power vacuum, reshaping global geopolitics. Could this shift lead to a weaker influence for the US on world affairs? Change number 6. Military and industry revamp. A massive military-industrial push is underway, with Trump focusing on rebuilding America's naval dominance, especially in the Arctic. This could signal a new era of military expansion and competition with global superpowers. More defense spending means larger contracts for arms manufacturers, but also raises concerns about militarization and national debt. Will this aggressive strategy make America safer or simply provoke new conflicts? Change number 7. The decline of US soft power. By cutting funding to diplomacy and international aid, Trump is shifting away from soft power influence. Some say this weakens America's global leadership, while others believe it's time to focus inward. What do you think? Fewer international aid programs could reduce America's influence in developing nations, giving China an edge in global partnerships and economic dominance. Could this strategic withdrawal backfire? Change number 8. Economic shifts and tax reforms. New tax reforms and social program cuts could reshape America's financial future. Supporters argue this will boost businesses and economic growth, while critics warn it could worsen inequality and hurt working-class families. How will the middle class fare under these new policies? Could we see a widening gap between the rich and the poor? Change number 9. Legal battles and judiciary clashes. Trump's defiance of judicial orders is raising red flags. Could his administration's legal battles undermine the balance of power and weaken the courts? As the administration continues to challenge legal precedents, the Supreme Court may become more politically influenced than ever before. What happens when legal rulings are ignored? Change number 10. Domestic policy overhaul, from rolling back diversity and inclusion programs to reshaping federal hiring practices. Trump is making moves that could permanently change U.S. domestic policies. Could this result in a more homogeneous government workforce and reduce representation for marginalized communities? How will this affect workplace culture and social justice efforts? In closing, these 10 changes could redefine America as we know it. But the real question is, how will this affect you? Do you support Trump's vision, or do you see danger ahead? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget, subscribe to Trendwave News TV for more breaking stories and deep political analysis. Hit that bell so you never miss an update. Plus, check out the links in the description for exclusive products and vital resources you won't want to miss.